Shame. 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 Shame.
Hey guys, I'm Mike.
And I'm Bob.
And this is the Board Game Rundown. And today we're going to bring you our top 10 games on our shelf of shame. As you can see, we do not have Tim in the studio. So Bob and I just kind of decided to throw a list together here and talk about the best games that are sitting on our shelf that we still need to play.
I mean, you say best, but it's kind of more like, well, this one I really want to play. Don't know if it's best or not. Well, you haven't played it yet.
Well, okay, that's
Top 10
true.
games you're looking forward to trying to play.
Yes, I've got them in order of the games I'm most excited for.
Yes.
So my number one,
More accurate.
I want to stop filming now and go play.
Okay, well, let's get through this. Maybe we'll do
Yeah, all right. So there you go. It's our Shelf of Shame, top 10. We're each going to do a list of 10. So there you go. That's what we're doing. You should keep track of the games on our list that maybe are on your Shelf of Shame, or maybe games that you've played that you really enjoy. Some of these games obviously may get reviewed, so maybe keep track of the ones you'd most like to see us review in a future video.
Or if you've played it and it's not good, let us know so we don't waste our time.
There you go. We've already wasted our money. Don't make us waste our time as well.
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to start with Bob.
So number 10. My number 10, I bought this game because multiple people that I know and trust their opinion on games said it was really good. The art is really neat. Barcelona.
Ooh, yeah.
So it's been sitting on my shelf because if you've been to my house, which most of you probably haven't, downstairs I have board games around my gaming table. Those are like my ones I want to play, my favorite games that get played a lot, things like that. And that's been sitting there. It's almost gotten axed a few times banished to the upstairs where most of my collection sits. But no, I still really want to at least give it a playthrough and try it before I relegate it to the upstairs room.
Yeah, I really want to try that one as well. I love the look of that game, and I like that theme because Barcelona has really an amazing city composition from an architectural standpoint. Just the layout of that city, the pre-planning. Anyway,
city engineers were on point there.
Yeah, they definitely are. So that's one I really want to play as well.
All right,
my number 10 is a Thunderworks game I backed on Kickstarter and still have not gotten to the table. It's Dawn of Ulos. I got all the stuff for this, including the metal coins, because I just think Thunderworks makes great metal coins, so I get all their metal coins. But Dawn of Ulos is this really unique game where you're actually playing, well, it's in the universe of Ulos, so you're playing fantasy creatures, but you don't control one. What you're doing is actually spreading influence for these factions around the board. They may be warring, and that can change the tide of who controls what. But you're also gaining control of these cards. And these cards, the more territory you control of that faction, the more those cards become worth by the end of the game. But do you hang on to them to score them, or do you use them for their action because you really need that instant benefit? I like that push and pull, and I like those games where you don't control one faction, you manipulate every faction to score the most points at the end of the game. So Dawn of Ulos from Thunderworks, I really want to give that one a shot. It's been sitting on my shelf for a couple years now.
Nice. All right, number 9. My number 9, speaking of Kickstarter games, I backed a Shem Phillips game. It comes with dual-layer player boards, and it's... yeah, probably you're not gonna think about it. Storm Raiders. You're rolling dice, and it's kind of like a pick up and deliver type of game with some really cool dashboards for your player. It looks really neat. It doesn't look like a lot of his normal West Kingdom, East Kingdom.
It's not a Garfield game.
Yeah, so it's got a really neat kind of almost Mad Maxy look to it. I'm really excited to try to play this one. I just haven't had a chance to get it to the table because we've had that's the problems that we have. There's so many games that we got to play and so little time.
That's true. I do want to try that one. It looks very unique from other Shem Phillips designs.
Yeah, and I like a lot of his other games, so that's why I was excited to give it a shot. And I like, dice placement type of games. So
he is the worker placement master. All right, my number 9 is a reprint and retheme of an older game, and it's Hamburg. So Hamburg is a Queen reprint of the old Steffenfeld game Bruges. This went out of print for years, and then one of the like most highly sought after expansions for it went out of print before the game did. Hamburg takes all that stuff and combines it into one box. This is like dice rolling and multi-use cards. There's like threats that you have to mitigate, so a little bit of that input randomness that Feld is so known for. I played Bruges once years ago and I enjoyed it, but I never tracked down a copy, and then it went out of print and I wasn't willing to pay the extra, but I found a pretty decent deal on a new and shrink copy of Hamburg, which includes all the expansions. So yep, bring me some Steffenfeld input randomness. I'm looking forward to Hamburg.
Nice. As soon as you said Steffenfeld, I was like, oh yeah, that's why he wants to play it.
It may not be the only one on this list.
All right. That's going to take us down to number 8. So my number 8, I am very proud of my Lacerda collection, my Eagle Griffin box games, but I did buy one that I have yet to even play at all. The Gallerist sits new in shrink on my shelf, awaiting attention. I know a lot of people say that's their favorite one of his games, so I'm excited to check it out. I'm a big fan of Lisboa. I think that's my favorite one of his, but I mean, I'm willing to give it a shot. But yeah, it's sitting there. It's one of the 2 I have his that I haven't played. So looking forward to getting that one opened, sorted, and played.
Man, I haven't played the Gallerist either.
No?
But yeah, I like that theme. They keep hearing it's one of his best.
I think friend of the show, Jason Smith from the Board Game Mechanics, I think he knows how to play that one. It's one of the ones that he says he likes. So
we need to get a teach out of someone else on some of these.
Yeah, I mean, I could
games.
learn it out of the book because
Yeah.
they do a pretty good job with that, but it does shave a lot of time off if you could just have somebody show you, for sure.
Good pick. I want to play that too.
Nice.
Okay, my number 8, slightly cheating, not really. I've played it on BGA. I have not played my physical copy of Gaia Project.
Oh, okay, nice.
So especially because I am now officially selling my copy of Terra Mystica with the Fire and Ice expansion. And so I knew I've played Terra Mystica enough that I felt like I could jump right into Gaia Project. And yeah, I was able to learn it pretty quickly on BGA, but still haven't played the physical copy. It's better in Terra Mystica. The tracks are meaningful.
Yep.
The board is dynamic. The board changes each game. It's not just it's a modular board.
Static board.
Yeah, it's a modular board.
Yeah.
The tracks are really cool. I like the plastic components that it comes with. So it's just a newer version of a game that I already love.
And it's in space.
And it's in space. Yeah. I mean, I'm okay fantasy or space. It's
Sure.
I don't know. I don't really pick one over the other necessarily.
But I do agree it's the better version.
Yeah, and I believe it's probably a little bit more balanced as well. And they have an expansion out for that. But yeah, I've got like the fancy BGG bags and everything. So I just need to play my Gaia Project.
Nice. I've played my copy.
Yeah. We need to make that happen.
Okay.
Not a great 2-player game though, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's
really
definitely better at like 3 to 4 players. Is definitely better, for sure.
Exactly.
Because you get that interaction of the trading posts.
Yeah, it's really hard to play 2 players because you don't get to do as many actions when you're not trading the power stuff.
Yep. Agreed. It's going to take us all the way down to number 7. So my number 7 is pseudo cheating as well. I have played this game. It was somebody else's copy. I then ordered my own, and it sits on my shelf.
It's fully cheating.
It is not fully cheating because I have not played my copy of Merlin Big Box.
I'll allow it. It's a Feld game.
See? That's all you got to do. But no, so Merlin, we had a great time playing that down at Tim's sister-in-law's house. I believe that was also Jason Smith that taught us that. But I had a great time playing it. Didn't own any Steffenfeld games before that, so I figured that was a good place to start. I found a good deal on a big box version that was still new and shrink, so I picked it up, but there it sits.
I liked that one. I just didn't feel the need to like rush out and go get it.
Sure.
Plus, you bought it, so I'm like,
you can still get it played if you want to. Yeah.
Yeah, Merlin was pretty fun, and of course, the big box has all the expansions with it. King Arthur is interesting because that's like another thing that goes around the thing and gives you another action you can select each turn, and that was cool.
Yep. Yeah, I figured if I'm going to get it, getting the big box with everything together was the way to do it.
It definitely was, for sure.
So.
All right, my number 7. This is a 2019 release that I just picked up last year. No, this year. Sorry. Freshwater Fly. So this is designed by Brian Sear. I believe this was self-published. And I'm an outdoorsman. I love to fish. And in this game, players are basically catching fish. And whoever has the most points worth of fish wins the game. But this has a really cool, like, dice selection system, and you're pushing your luck and collecting sets of cards to try to reel fish in. And so if you push too far, your fish will fly off the hook and you don't reel them in. I really like the look of this game. Like, your player board has an actual fly reel on it. So it really was just theme that brought me into this game. But then I've heard other people I respect very well speak highly of this game. I'm like, let's just go get it. And I found a Kickstarter edition in shrink on eBay. So
nice.
Now's the time. I've got Freshwater Fly to play. So that's my number 7.
Interesting. I haven't heard it. My number 6. My number 6, the only reason I have not played this game is because of you and Tim. Because we must get through the first version before we can move on to my Kickstarter edition of Clank Legacy 2. Sitting on my shelf, waiting for you guys to finish the first run that we can dig into the second one.
It hurts.
And I stare at it every day. I walk in and there it is. One of the first things I see.
Hurts.
It's right in the middle. It's prominently featured with my cat, stuffy cat that I got with it and everything. Just waiting.
Clank is one of our favorite deck building games. We've gotten through, I don't know, 4 or 5
missions
on Clank Legacy 1.
There's a couple times we played like 2 in a row.
It's really fun.
It's good.
It's really good.
Yep. Makes your decks asymmetrical. You're unlocking the storyline. You're increasing the board, each mission. There's just a lot of fun stuff you're doing. If you like Clank, play the Legacy version. This is one of the best Legacy type games I've played. My Legacy 2 is just sitting there waiting.
I'm really enjoying it. And I'm not a huge Legacy player. I'm notorious for not finishing campaigns. But we're not going to let that happen.
We're
going to finish Legacy 1 so we can move on to Legacy 2. It is really good.
Yep.
All right, my number 6, I believe Bob has played, but I traded Tim for his copy a couple years ago, and it's Barrage.
Yeah.
Crunchy, heavy worker placement by one of the Italians, Simone Luciani.
Yep.
You should know him because he's designed Darwin's Journey, Marco Polo, Nucleum, Zolkin, Grand Austria Hotel. I go on and on, but he is a fantastic designer. So his highest ranked game on BGG is Barrage, and I have not played it yet.
So good.
We got to fix that.
I just bought the expansion the other day, too.
Yeah. I was trying to think of what it's called, and I couldn't. I just read it on BGG like 10 minutes ago. I'm spacing. Either way, I've heard great things about this game, but knowing that you've played it, I might just let you teach it to me someday.
Yeah, I'd probably do that. But yeah, I love how you, like, as you're building things and you put all your workers and resources into this like little spinning disc thing, and as the turns progress, like, you turn it more and more and more until all that stuff gets released, it comes back to you, you can use it again because it's it's like a cement mixer or something. It's being used right now, we can't do it till this project is done, and then that disc rotates and eventually, okay, all our stuff's back, now we can go build something else. Like, I think that's a really neat concept there. So
yeah, the action selection seems really cool, and kind of like timing when you release your dams and stuff like that seems cool. Can't wait to play Barrage.
Good pick. Takes us down to number 5. My number 5 is sort of cheating again, but not really, because I did play this game one time, but then I bought it, and then I've also bought expansions, which include asymmetrical player powers. And speaking of multi-use cards, Northgard is a tile or exploration game, deck builder. You're using the cards for different types of things, either like playing them to move around or getting bonuses off of them. You're buying more cards to add to your deck, but you're also moving around the board, collecting resources, exploring new tiles. I really enjoyed the playthrough I had of this at Tim's sister's house, and enough so that I went out and bought it. And then I saw they were releasing asymmetrical like player powers and stuff for it. I was like, heck yes, give me deck builders with asymmetrical player powers. and I'm in. So yeah, Northgard has been sitting there on my shelf, waiting for me to play my copy, and now also with the untouched asymmetrical players expansions, the Chieftains, I think it's called.
Nice.
But yeah, good
based
stuff.
on the video game, kind of like a 3X sort of game. There's no player elimination, but exploiting, expanding.
RTS type game.
Yeah,
You're getting resources and everything. Yep.
I like that one. I would definitely like try that again with some asymmetric factions. That would be cool. All right, my number 5. This is another older game, but we recently had this designer on our live show, and that is Manhattan Project Energy Empire by Luke Laurie, the designer of Cryo, Dwellings of Eldervale, and Andromeda's Edge. 2 excellent worker placement games. And this game basically set the foundation for what those games do, because one thing those games are known for is you either place workers out or you gain your workers back and you place them onto these cards and you create this recall engine. So you're basically gaining cards that you can place your workers on that give you additional actions on your reset turn. So there's no set rounds. The only way to get your workers back is gaining them back and deploying them to these cards. And that was first created with Energy Empire. And I've enjoyed Manhattan Project as well. That's an older worker placement game I played years ago when I got into the hobby. I like the player interaction that has. And I've always heard the Energy Empire is the best Manhattan Project game. And again, it's got the bones that you'll see from that recall engine in some of his newer games. So I also did back the expansion on Kickstarter. So they are doing a reprint of that game because Minion Games is no longer. But fortunately, they actually did still have copies of the Cold War expansion compatible with first edition. So I went ahead and bought that expansion, the Cold War expansion. So Energy Empire, can't wait to try that one.
Nice. Mike, you mentioned a live stream. What did you mean by that?
We have a live stream every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern. We feature people from the industry, designers, podcasters, publishers. So come check us out. We drink and talk about games.
Nice. All right. Well, that's going to take us down to number 4. My number 4, no cheating on this one. Haven't played it yet. We saw this at, I think the first place I saw it was Origins. I saw it set up. I thought it looked really cool. Saw it again at Gen Con, but then I think it was sold out because I was unable to get it there. Picked up a game from my local game store, From the Moon.
Ooh, yeah.
Looks like a very interesting worker placement type game. It looks very straightforward, but you're putting your workers on these little like rovers. The rovers are going out to the different places on the moon. And you're collecting resources, bringing them back to your base, I guess it would be. But the components look really neat. It was at the Hachette booth, and a lot of bangers coming out of that booth. So that's why I wanted to jump on it and get it and hopefully get a chance to play it soon. I have read the book a couple of times, so hopefully we'll be ready to check that one out and get a review out soon.
The look and the publisher alone has me interested in this one, but otherwise I haven't looked into it too much.
Yeah.
But I'll definitely check it out. Okay, my number 4 is not Bob's favorite because it's a social deduction game. It is Feed the Kraken. So Feed the Kraken is a pirate-themed social deduction game. And basically, this uses the mechanic from Secret Hitler, where you are basically loyal sailors trying to safely navigate your ship to the mainland, but pirates are trying to steal your ship to the Bermuda Triangle so that it gets lost. Much like Secret Hitler, where there's a president and a chancellor, the president is they're gonna vote on who's going to have the final say of what gets done. And so they're going to draw 3 direction cards, discard 1, hand 2 direction cards to the, I'm not sure what they call it in this game. They get final say so on which way the ship goes. Are they going to steer the ship towards the Bermuda Triangle or towards the mainland, which is where everybody wants it to go? And then you get to argue and discuss whether they had any choice in the matter. Well, I went to the Bermuda Triangle because that's the only choice I had. Or did you? I love those kinds of games. I really enjoy Secret Hitler. I've played it a ton over the years. I've played other people's copy, and so I actually just made a trade because it was kind of hard to get. And it's a big board with really nice plastic ships, a lot more tactile experience, a lot more components and game there. So very excited to try out Feed the Kraken.
It sounds like almost exactly like Feed the Hitler or Feed the Hitler.
Feed the Hitler.
Don't feed the Hitler, whatever you do. But yes.
It really is.
Like a
Other than
reskin there.
steering instead of passing laws.
That's funny. Okay. That's going to take us down to number 3. So my number 3 almost didn't make this list by the sheer fact that it's already set up in my extra game room, but I haven't actually played it yet. Set it up, read through the book, but I haven't taken any actions yet, so it's not played. But Aberration... I just got that Kickstarter in the mail. I got the minis expansion and the wizards that go with it. But this is a cooperative tower defense game where you can pick from a slew of different characters, and then you choose a class. Your player board goes in the middle, and then you have depending on your character and your class, you have a bag that has some tokens in it. And then each turn, you're taking a token off of your player board, put it in the bag. Depending what I think it was intellect, your skill trait is, you're going to pull that many bits out. You're going to use those to take certain actions according to your class. So if you have an intelligence one, you can do whatever it says you can do on that according to your class. Taking your actions, the darkness is moving in. You're trying to keep things lit up because as these tokens move into the light, they will reveal themselves, what kind of monster they are. And it just looks super interesting. And I'm really looking forward to hammering this out.
I almost backed this on Kickstarter. Bag building, tower defense, and the designer of Tyrants of the Underdark.
Yes.
Had me there.
Yep.
So can't wait to try this one.
Yep.
All right, my number 3 is a 2022 release that's already in the BGG Top 100, and this is Revive. 5,000 years after the fall of humankind, you are rebuilding. And so you have an asymmetric player that is exceptional at one particular type of engine building, but you're going to be gaining techs as you go along. There's exploration to be had on the board. This is just, I think this game is really going to sing. I think Bob is going to love this game. And so I just, based on the asymmetry and the engine building, that was what fueled my purchase. It's sitting new in Shrink. I just picked it up a few months ago. So okay. Revive.
I've heard of it.
Yep. Cannot wait to try that one out.
Nice. All right. Jumping down then to number 2. My number 2, this is another game I kickstarted. I pulled it out. I read through the book. I kind of checked out some of the pieces and kind of got it set up. And as somebody who has played all the way through Gloomhaven multiple times, I am really looking forward to playing through Iridia. Iridia offers some really unique combat stuff. I was reading into that where different weapons attack in different path angles, and you have to break through their shields to hit the certain, because the monsters have a grid card on them with different icons, and you have to bust through and hit them in certain areas. And then it comes with these miniatures that have no heads. And then so depending on what class you get, you take the right body, and then depending on what race you get, you take the right head and put it in there. Then it also offers a really neat drop-in, drop-out system, so that unlike Gloomhaven, typically we're supposed to play through with the same party the whole way. This one, people can either show up or not show up, and then when they do show up, you just level them up to whoever's the main character or whatever, and then that catches them up to where they're supposed to be, and then you can keep going and keep playing. But it's got a really neat thing where the dual-layer player board has a spot for your player icon, all your stats and everything, and then it slides into this little a sleeve, and it holds all the stuff in place. So and then it also has a neat inventory system where it has this 3x3 block of stuff, and so you're taking your inventory items and you're blocking them in there, kind of like you would do in an old school like a Diablo or something like that. And so I'm really looking forward to actually playing through this, and yeah, it looks fantastic. So.
the components of this one are really nice looking. I love the way it looks. I'm typically not a dungeon crawl type of person, but I kind of want to check this one out.
Yeah, at least you don't have to commit fully, right?
Looks
You can drop
cool.
in, drop out.
There you go.
There you go.
All right, my number 2. This is a 2023 Czech Games release. This is Kutna Hora, the City of Silver. So what this is described as is a real-life supply and demand experience as every action affects the price of goods through the rest of the game. You know I love market manipulation games, and so where every action changes how much things cost or what they sell for or affects your income phase. I just love that constant kind of player interaction and trying to manipulate that market to sell goods higher and buy them cheaper. But you're all building on a community board. You're buying plots of land, you're putting buildings there. Those buildings may affect the price of goods, but ultimately you need some of your best ways to score are by making sure the city as a whole is prospering, so you're not only doing things for yourself. So I like this combination of mechanics and this theme, and I just thoroughly enjoy Czech games. They just put out so many great straight to retail releases that I'm really excited. I just picked this one up along with Hamburg and my number 1. So I got a whole box of stuff. I just cannot wait to play. I'm very excited for Kutna Hora, and this came heavily recommended by Sam Stockton from BA Games because he knows I love market manipulation.
Oh, yeah.
So cannot wait for this one.
Nice. All right. So for my number 1. My number 1, by one of my favorite designers, Mr. Turksy, Voidfall has been sitting on my shelf.
Yes, it has.
It's just sitting there taunting me. It's so heavy, but it looks so cool, and I want to just dig into it so bad, but I'm gonna need 4 to 5 hours to really. Cause I haven't really read the rule book much, so it's gonna be a learning game. I need somebody willing to just come over and hang out for a few hours and hammer through that game with me.
Let's do it.
All right, sweet. You saw it here. It's proof. It's saved. Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, Voidfall, man, it looks so awesome. Which is funny too, because I've been trying to look for a trade for a Slay the Spire copy of my own, and most of the people that have it that are willing to trade that want Voidfall. I'm not trading it away. Yeah. It's one of those. I'm like, nope. I want to play it. Like they look at my list, like, oh, I'll do it for Voidfall. Nope. Sorry, I'm not going to do it. Not until I at least give it a shot.
Agreed.
I have like too many of his games to just trade it away like that.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I know. Being that Anachrony is still highly ranked by both of us. Love Nucleum. Yeah, we got to try Voidfall for sure.
Yep.
All right, my number 1 is by my favorite designer and just showed up this week. It is Civolution.
Oh, yeah.
This is the big bad 2024 release from Stefan Feld, and this is already creeping up on the top 500 on BGG. So basically, this uses a dice mechanism to trigger actions on an ever-evolving tech tree. And you are best trying to advance your civolution with all of these detailed, evolving tech trees that change throughout the game. It's also going to be a beast to learn and teach. Fortunately, Paul Grogan has a really good rules video. I have not cracked the shrink on this yet, but it's in my car, so I will very soon. But yeah, I mean, I really enjoyed Marrakesh from Stefan Feld. That was deep, that was heavy, and I loved it. And so I've been trying to trade for Civolution, but man, people have just really not wanting to get rid of this game. It's got an 8.2 rating on BGG. So I just said, screw it. I waited for the price to come down a little bit, and I bought a new and shrink copy. So
I do like me a good tech tree.
I know you do. So, yeah, Stefan Feld game with tech trees. It's massive. They say in the rule book, if you're gonna try and play a 4-player game, you better have a big table. Like it just says it right there in the front.
At least
page.
you're being honest.
So yeah, exactly. I do have a very big table, so we're gonna get this played eventually.
I've seen your table. It's kind of average, Mike.
I don't know about that. It was custom made to fit all the big games.
Oh,
so,
okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. That one.
Yeah, that one.
Okay.
There's like 3 tables.
I know there are.
There you go.
That's it.
That was our top 10 Shelf of Shame. Let us
Yeah.
know what you've played and you enjoyed. Let us know which ones you've
Not to
played
waste our time
didn't
with.
like,
Yeah.
so we don't waste our time on it.
Yeah.
Let us know which maybe you want to see a review from us on, because
Right.
obviously some of the games we play, we'll make content for, and that's what we love to do. So
For sure.
there you go. We're not going to do any honorable mentions. We're going to keep this cut and dried. 20
Toit.
games from our Shelf of Shame. Anything else, Bob?
Nope, don't think so.
If you made it this far, give us a thumb and a sub. We really appreciate it. We have a live show. We got a Discord. We're on Facebook. We're on Instagram. If you want to find us, you can. The links are in the description. We'll see you next time for the Board Game Rundown. I was Mike.
Bob.
See ya.